Hello, my name is Norman Rosenthal. I'm a psychiatrist, a researcher, and writer, and I am here to talk about 5 ways to cope with a major life change or loss. These problems often take common pathways. In other words, there's at first an overwhelming feeling of denial or grief or emotions that flood you. And in that context, there are some things that can help. Firstly, I encourage acceptance of the facts. This isn't always easy. I recall, for example, one friend of mine whose husband left her, and she just couldn't accept it and left closets full of clothes, of his clothes, that she just couldn't clear because maybe he'd come back, which of course everybody knew he wouldn't. And in fact, she had them there until her death, prematurely, probably contributed to by the stress of the continued feeling that maybe he would return someday. Anyway, acceptance can be difficult, and one way to accomplish it is reaching out. That's my second point. And reaching out can take the form of friends, family. Of course, those are primary people to whom you should reach out. But support groups have, in my experience, been extremely helpful. Other people who have had losses or major life changes can often relate in a more authentic, acceptable way because it's they're relating eyeball to eyeball, not coming from a place of better than you are, more secure. Oh, it's easy for you to say, can cross the person's mind when someone who still has her spouse, his spouse, reaches out to you. But for people who have similarly been bereaved, the empathy sometimes feels more authentic and, in fact, more helpful. Thirdly, I find that when people have these big life changes, their physiology is disrupted. They're not sleeping as well, they're not eating properly, they're not going about their lives in a usual way, and that lack of structure, both at the physical level and at the personal level, can sometimes make it more difficult to adjust to the new reality. So I encourage people to have healthy habits and focus on them, better sleep, better eating, socializing wherever possible. And these can be tremendously useful. It is very tempting for people in the throes of a major life change or loss to seek quick comforts, even addictive comforts, whether these be fast foods, drinking, drugs, things that are going to make them better in the immediate moment, but actually disrupt them further and make the recovery more difficult. One healthy habit that I have found to be incredibly helpful, both for myself and for other people, is meditation. So whatever your form of meditation, in my case, I practice transcendental meditation twice a day. Other people prefer mindfulness, but whatever works for you, taking some time to reflect, to let your mind go into a pleasant place can be a lifesaver. I think I have omitted exercise, but obviously that's another foundational habit. Finally, I would encourage people to write about things. I know that in my own experience, I have found it incredibly helpful. I was on a deadline with a book, and my sister passed away, my younger sister, unexpectedly, and I didn't know how I would make the deadline, but writing about my sister, writing about my feelings, proved to be very cathartic, very helpful. Friend and colleague, Dr. James Pennebaker, from professor of psychology at Austin, Texas, has created a certain writing exercise. He's written about it. And in about 3 or 4 sessions of 20 minutes each, you can write about your deepest feelings and thoughts on any matter. Just 20 minutes on 3 or 4 occasions over a 10-day period has been shown in multiple research studies to have tremendous benefits, both physical and psychological. It's even changed blood work results. And he tells a story of a young man who had been fired from his job, hadn't told his girlfriend, and just writing down lost job, must tell girlfriend, 5 words in a exercise of this kind was found to be very helpful because it proved the catalyst that enabled him to talk with her about the problem and resolve it. So those are a few things that I have to say about this. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Have a great day.